This video is brought to you by A Better Route Planner, the route planner for EVs. Hundreds of cars are supported. Choose your configuration, plan your route with the charging network that you want to prefer or charging networks that you want to avoid. If you're a premium member, you can use real-time weather forecast and traffic information, and you can also use A Better Route Planner in your car with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Use the link in the description to support the channel and use A Better Route Planner Premium for 30 days for free. Hello everyone and welcome to a wonderful foggy day here in Bavaria, Germany, and this is the Audi SQ6 E-tron. Let's talk specs. We have an 800 volt battery system, 100 kilowatt hours, 95 kilowatt hours can be used. In the SQ6 we have all-wheel drive with 360 kilowatt, that's a bit over 500 horsepower if I'm not mistaken. And when you use launch control, when you use launch control, you even get 380 kilowatt. Awesome. Charging AC, we have 11 kilowatt, DC 270 kilowatt peak. Amazing. WLTP range is around 560 kilometers. There's a lot of features that you can select for your SQ6. This car, for example, has speakers in the headrests in the front. We have air suspension where you can lift the car up and down, and it has a second screen for the passenger. This car, as it stands here in Germany, configured, costs around 110,000 euros. We get a gigantic front, there's really a lot of space, it's extremely deep, and you get access to your water, wiper washing fluid things, and your 12 volt battery. We also have a gigantic trunk. We have a second floor that's really deep. There's a subwoofer in here, but a lot of space for charging cables. And here are the buttons to lower or raise the car. We have two charge ports on each side. Here in the rear on the left we have AC/DC, and on the right side we have only AC. And they have electric openings, and it's the slowest electric door for a charge port I have ever seen. Up here we have closing the trunk and locking the car at the same time. I love this. We have a little thing, by the way, to close this here if you want that. And the car doesn't beep when you open or close the trunk. I love that. In the rear seats, this seat as always is in my position. I'm 180 centimeters tall, that's around 6 feet. I have good legroom, not amazing though. So it's okay for me. But if this, you have to be tall, really tall, and the rear passenger too, that this is a problem. But I can almost touch this here when I lay down a bit more. I have two air vents. I have control for my temperature here in the rear and seat heaters for the outside. And I have this thing, sunshade, which is amazing. I have a light up here, and of course I have a middle armrest with cup holders. Headroom is a lot, around this much, there's no problem here, even a tall person can sit. In the front I also have enough headroom, there's no problem at all. There are thousands of buttons in the door handle, so for the light control, for the mirror control and everything, and therefore the grip to close the door or open it is extremely wide. There's no buttons here, but then steering wheel, of course we have our normal buttons on the left, a lot of stuff where you do the view of your cockpit and you can change what you want to see, and on the right we have steering wheel heater and then music control, a favorite button, and all of your cruise control and self-steering buttons are down here, so you do that down here, which is pretty nice. And then we have pedal shifters for the regen if we drive in D, but when you drive in B those are not working. In the middle We have a start-stop button that you don't need. You can just go in and drive, but you can turn it off. We have a driving profile selector, and we have your assist system, and you can put assist system things also here on your favorite button. And then the gear change button is also in the middle. We have 2 cup holders and a gigantic thing here. There's enough space to put stuff. I'm okay with it. Let's go through a bit what we see here. So here we have our main infotainment system. We have a home button, all the apps if you want that, and then you have little shortcuts. I don't know if you can change those. In the shortcuts we have navigation, music, radio, your phone, Android Auto in here, charging, and your settings. And of course you have a few sites which you cannot change everything. So this is here your Audi assistant, and you can change it. But here I can change stuff. I can have a third page where I can change stuff. For example, I have my drive mode in here. I have charging and everything. And it looks okay. It can do a lot of stuff. The map can be a gigantic. Charging window, it shows your state of charge, where you want to have your charge limit, and you see the battery temperature. You can not preheat the battery with a button. You have to navigate to a charger, but you don't get any message that it's preheating. I just saw it was 17 degrees and heated up to 18 degrees when I did that, so no idea. Then of course you have your plans for charging and everything. Drive select, then you have your drive modes. You can adjust the height of your car. Dynamic comfort, why are you not staying? Dynamic comfort, efficiency, off-road, and then the individual you can adjust yourself. For the steering, for the suspension, the sound of the pedestrian warning sound, assist system, and your cockpit view you can change here as well. And we're gonna need that later anyways. When you go into the car and want to drive, you have to put it into gear. First it's D, and then you have to do it again in B. And in B is the most highest region. In D you can adjust it with the paddle shifters. And it doesn't remember that. So when you go into reverse and then you go into D again, you're again in D, not in B. That's a bit annoying. I think BMW has the same thing. Your cockpit, you have the view doesn't change too much with the different views that you can do, but you can take stuff away, and then you can change what you see on your left. They have 3 pages there, and then you can go up and down for more things. So for example, you have your region, you have your long-term consumption and short-term, and short-term resets every time you let the car park a bit. And you can change the left side as well, where you have your recent navigation, your music, and your phone. And then you can also go up and down, and with the OK button you can select stuff if you want to. And then I don't know, I think this should be head-up display. If you press long, head-up display turns off and on and off. Never knew. Now I know. And then on the right, steering wheel heater button and your favorite button. Assist system, this is something interesting. You have a button here too. When you press that, you can have favorites, 5 favorites. So for example, your sound, why are you not staying? The sound for your overspeed warning and your lane assist, and I can just turn it off here. The lane assist you have to confirm, but you can put the sound for the overspeed warning also here on the button on your steering wheel, which is nice. The climate is all down here, and if you need more settings you can go in here and have way more settings for climate, so programs and everything. And for the rear, and when you're standing, so your program for your preheating of the car and stuff. Seat heating button is here, steering wheel heating button is here, but when this steering wheel heater is on, I don't see anywhere where it tells me that your steering wheel heater is on, except for maybe here in the climate. But if I'm here, I don't see it anywhere. I only get a message that your steering wheel heater is on or off. That's a bit annoying. I would like somewhere that it tells me. And in the light control here in the door, you have locking, unlocking, your light control, and your rear fog lights, front fog lights, your mirror control, your seat positioning is here, and then child safety for the rear doors and windows. And then we have our extra screen for the driver, which also can show the navigation, music, all the apps, and it can be turned off as well if you don't like to see it. The head-up display shows a lot of information and has a lot of animations and stuff, but I'm gonna do an extra video about this. So far I have driven around 50 kilometers in this car, if even. And what I noticed so far is that it's extremely comfortable and quiet in here. Really nice. It handles very nice in dynamic mode, cornering and stuff. Power feels amazing. The power is awesome. We're gonna do an acceleration test. The steering, I'm not the biggest fan. I find it that in the middle, that it's even in dynamic, when the steering is should be a bit harder, it's still in the middle a bit imprecise, and I don't know. The steering is okay, but for the price I would expect it a bit better, I have to say. And even when you go over big bumps and stuff, oh my god, a horrible road, it still feels okay. It's not, oh my god, what is this? It's, oh, no, that's a bit weird, but oh, awesome. Regen is extremely strong, and it's definitely one pedal driving. It feels great. You can adjust it with your accelerator pedal very well. It brings you to a standstill. Awesome. I love that regen. Let's do cruise control. You press set on the stock here on the left, then automatically everything is on like you had the last time. It recognizes your touch. The self-steering is amazing. It's the best self-steering on a country road I have seen so far. Even on the weird places where Volkswagen always has problem, this is amazing. It adjusts the speed according to your drive mode, but individual drive mode you can also select driving assist, how it should react, so that's awesome. If you press slightly up, it will go 1 kilometer an hour change, and if you press harder it's 10. So changes from 60 to 80 or something is done really fast. And then you have a distance, what is it, 1 to 5 I think, yes, and you can see all the animation in your head-up display. It's amazing. Turning it off and on here is also no problem. I don't know where I can turn off the self-steering if I only want cruise control. Maybe I have to do this in the... I don't see a button here where I can do this. Backup camera, we have our reversing camera, of course, 360-degree camera. You can have this all, you can wash it, you can see the distance of everything here. It looks amazing. And when you go in front, you can see the front camera as well, but of course you can put it away. Now it's time to accelerate the car a bit. I have my measurement device outside. We're gonna go into dynamic and try launch control, where you have to turn the ESC off. But then we're gonna do another acceleration test without turning this off, just without launch control, just doing dynamic and drive, if this a big difference. To do launch control, you stop, use your left foot for the brake pedal, floor it with your right foot, and then leave the brake, and then boom, it's gonna do that. And when you are in dynamic mode, the car already makes a sound, the driving sound, and it's really woo. So, this. Whew. 4.24 seconds verified for a gigantic SUV. That's awesome. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing, but without launch control and without the ESC off, just in dynamic mode. It should then be only 360 kilowatt instead of 380 kilowatt total power. .3 seconds. That's not a difference. So launch control, que vaya. Now it's highway time. Let's go on the highway, drive the speeds. Try to drive the top speed, which is 230. I doubt that. And that I'm even even want to. That's extremely fast, so I doubt it. But see how the loudness is and how the car feels like. What the car feels like. 130, it's nice and quiet and it's comfy. Steering assist is on, cruise control is on. Wow. 150, a bit louder, but still, I don't have to scream. We can talk. I can listen to a podcast in the same comfort. Steering assist is awesome. And by the way, you can see in this display here what motor is doing something. So right now it's only the rear motor. When I floor it, you can see both. And also with regen, when I slow down or if I use the friction brakes, then they light up. So everything is in here. Now it's time to get back to dynamic mode. It's loud, even 140 I can hear it. And let's drive a bit more sporty. Let's see how it is. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, driving 200 in this car. By the way, in this mode, the regen feels less. Maybe it's because I'm driving fast. At this speed, so 200 I drove, it feels great. That feels like 160, 170 like in my ID.7. It's really stable, even in a corner, there's no problem. Steering feels good at that speed. Regen at high speeds is less, and that's good because when you drive a bit faster and then you get off the accelerator pedal, you don't want extremely strong regen because then the car moves around. That's nice, I like that. Woohoo! 230, and it's okay. It's not horrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. And by the way, when you put the car into park, you get the goodbye view and you can turn off the alarm system. You can have climate on for 30 minutes, the same as in Volkswagen. You can open the charge port because it's electric. All the stuff is in here. You can change your charge limit. I like that. Yeah, this drives amazing. I liked it a lot at high speeds, at normal speeds. It really delivers on the driving. Steering, like I said, is not perfect, but it's better than in most cars, and I have seen better. It's not horrible. And that's the only thing. Other than that, it's really amazing. I will make a video about the light. I want to see how this is. Like I said, I want to show you the head-up display and everything. But awesome. This was a nice drive, and even at high speeds, it's extremely comfortable, and wow. Oh, this was fun. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below. And here on YouTube, there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.